ours as big wireless, but then Pat.
And good evening, everybody. Meteorologist Justin Fanfrelli back here in the KNOP News 2 Weather Center. We do have an observed tornado near the Broken Bow area, so we are going to get on and walk this through the area. First off, if you are in the Broken Bow area, take your tornado precautions right now because we do have an observed tornado. Here's the official tornado warning. It is for portions of central Custer County, and it does include the city of Broken Bow. It does go until 7:30 p.m. We do have a lot of rotation right now near the city of Broken Bow, so we want to get this out to you right now. Once again, we have a tornado on the ground near the Broken Bow area, so if you do live in the city or the surrounding communities, get into a small interior room away from windows. Let's take a look at that storm relative velocity and see what we can see here. We have the rotation. Now, the reds on this are the winds blowing away from the radar, and the greens on this are the winds blowing toward the radar. And as you can see here, we do have enough of a rotation to issue that tornado warning, but also somebody has spotted a tornado. So here's a look at where the rotation is right next to the city of Broken Bow. I'm going to zoom in a little further. So if you do live in Broken Bow, it looks like the tornado could be on the ground about 3 miles just off to your northwest. So just be prepared for that one. Once again, a tornado warning is in effect for for central Custer County until 7:30 p.m. So we have gotten public confirmation of this tornado system is moving off to the south around 35 miles per hour. So let's put a track on this one here. And you are watching continuing severe weather coverage right here on KNOP North Platte. Just before 7 o'clock, we are cutting into programming to give you the latest on this tornado warning here. So I'm going to put a track on this one, moving off to the southeast around 35 miles per hour. So if you live in any of these areas, definitely be prepared for a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. East Custer around 7:16, Buckeye around 7:25, Burr Oak around 7:32, Qumro around 7:37, Elk Creek around 7:45, and Armada around 8 p.m. But all eyes right now are on the Broken Bow area, which is in that tornado warning as of right now. We do have, once again, a tornado on the ground about 3 miles off to the west of Broken Bow. So take your precautions in the city as of right now. The severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Custer County has expired, but we're going to keep our eyes on this tornado warning here in effect right now. Also, we do have another severe thunderstorm warning. This one is for a lot less of a dangerous situation, but if you do live in portions of southeastern Lincoln County, severe thunderstorm warning out in that direction until 7:15 p.m. So just off to the north of the Curtis area, off to the south and to the west of Gothenburg, do have some severe weather out in that direction. Could be up to $half sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, so be prepared for that one. But the main weather story right now in our viewing area is that tornado warning. These are also big hail producers, so usually when you get a lot of rotation that is causing these systems to produce tornadoes, we also could be looking at some hail too. So let's take a look at that one. For both of these storms, it looks like the hail in that Lincoln County storm going sub-severe. That's good news, but just off to the north of Broken Bow, here's what we have. You would expect a tornado to be somewhere down here, just skirting the city to the west, maybe the southwest. So be in your storm shelters there out toward Broken Bow. But if Broken Bow does not have tornado damage from this one, it looks like there is a lot of rotation to produce a big hail core from this one. Here's what we have as of right now. Look at our legend up here. This is between 2 and 2.5 inch hail from this one. So that is up to 2 inches in diameter. That is getting close to hen egg sized hail from this one, especially where you see the purples. And then when you get into the blues, the darker blue, that's maybe up to a golf ball sized hail, getting into $half sized hail here. And we just got an update on this one, and now we're getting up to 3-inch diameter hail, and that's approaching maybe even up to a baseball-sized hail. So that once again is just off to the north and to the west of Broken Bow. Once again, this is the hail core from the system here. Let's take a look at the storm relative velocity. Once again, Broken Bow and a tornado warning. There's a tornado very close to the city, so take your precautions now if you do live in Broken Bow. And you can see the circulation here getting very close to the city. I'm going to measure this out here, and it's still about 3 miles if there is a tornado on the ground. And we have, this storm has a history of producing tornadoes. It's right where the greens reach the reds. And also, if you can see how bright these reds are, that could be 60 to 80 mile per hour winds. So the strongest portion of this storm is just off to the south and to the west of the Broken Bow area. That's why we're continuing to give you severe weather coverage from this one. So here's what we have as of right now. Still that tornado warning in effect for central Custer County. That does go until 7:30 tonight. And still tracking some severe weather. Right now, making its way out of Lincoln County and crossing the border into Frontier County. That one could be producing up to half-dollar-sized hail and 60 mile per hour winds. So that's what we're looking at as of right now. We'll keep you on the air until the threat has gone in the city of Broken Bow. So that is not only a tornado warning, but a big hail producer from this one. So let's take a look at our tornado safety graphic that we usually show you when something is happening. We could have a tornado on the ground just off to the west of the city of Broken Bow. If you are in Broken Bow itself, definitely take your tornado precautions. So you want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Now, you don't want to get into these areas out toward that do share a wall with the outside, bedroom, garage, living room. You want to actually put, say, the stairs area here. You do have a whole bunch of walls between it, a hall, or even a bathroom. Now, even this bathroom here does share a wall with the outside, but there is a lot of plumbing in, a bathroom area, and the plumbing does actually give you a lot more protection. But the best place to be, as always, is a basement if you definitely are in the path of a tornado. So let's continue to give you updates on what's going on as of right now. You can see the Broken Bow area points off to the south and off to the east in Custer County, still in that warning for the next 25 minutes or so. So here's what we're looking at as of right now. I'm going to zoom in on this one. Now, this is producing a lot of rain, too. If I was to look at this map right here, it looks like, you see that little notch right here? It looks like it is moving just off to the west, and it might hook off to the south of Broken Bow. Once again, this storm has a history of producing a tornado from this one. So we'll keep our eyes on the storm relative velocity. Once again, the reds is the radar picking up motion away from the radar. The radar is in Thedford, just off to the north of North Platte, and the greens are coming toward the radar. So you can see we do have some rotation. It looks like the rotation is getting broader, so that's actually good news in terms of the tornado threat moving now off to the south and to the east of Broken Bow. But just because the tornado threat now is diminishing, there still is going to be maybe a very large straight line wind threat. Look at how bright these reds are on the map. That is wind basically going off south, we'll say southwest to northeast. These could be 60 to 80 mile per hour winds from this one, but you can still see every once in a while there's still some rotation in the atmosphere, especially just off to the south of Broken Bow. We've been tracking it. The tornado threat was back here. Now it has moved off to the south of Broken Bow, hopefully missing the city itself, but that doesn't mean, even though the tornado threat is going to be over, there's going to be not only a straight line wind threat, but there also is going to be a major hail threat from this one. We'll take a look at that coming up a little later, but I'm going to measure this one from Broken Bow and points off to the south. It looked like the tornado was back here. There's still a little rotation, but this could be hail rotation. It went from about 3 miles from the west of Broken Bow to, I would guess, probably somewhere around here. So watch out if you're traveling along Highway 21 down here. Looks like the threat for rotation is about 3 miles off to the south, now about 4 miles off to the south or southwest of Broken Bow. So not only is the tornado threat there, but the straight line wind threat is where the bright red is. Let's take a look at the hail threat right now. We want to say the Broken Bow area. It would not be a bad idea just for everybody to really take shelter in a basement if you do have one, but definitely get away from windows with this right here. We have 1 to 2 inch hail. 1 inch hail is about quarter size. 2 inch hail, that's getting up to golf ball size, but as you can see, we do have those 60 to 80 mile per hour winds with this one, along with some rotation. So this is the hail size. Keep an eye on our legend right here. The entire Broken Bow area is being hit by this major hail, once again between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. So that is maybe a golf ball size, maybe even the largest, where you see the darkest blues or even the purple. That's getting up to egg-sized hail. So definitely that is becoming the main threat for the city of Broken Bow. But this system is going to continue to move its way off to the south and off to the east. More of Custer County is in this tornado warning. So let's take a look at the other cities that could be in the path. Here is our radar once again. Looking like this notch right here, the tornado threat has moved, unless this could be really rain wrapped too. This is some heavy rain from this one. Moving off to the south, probably around right here. This is about 4, eventually going to be about 5 miles south of Broken Bow. The tornado threat has moved from the west to the south of Broken Bow. But the rest of Custer County is in a tornado warning. Once again, this warning is for an observed tornado. That's why the box is maroon. The box does turn maroon when we do have a spotter confirmation of a tornado, and that's why the warning was issued. It is usually a bright red box when it is radar indicated, and the box actually could change colors while we're speaking, but right now the National Weather Service is confident enough to say that this is a tornado on the ground. So it does go until 7:30 p.m., and it does go all the way through, say, portions of South Central, and then eventually getting into portions of southeastern Custer County. So between now and the 7:30 hour, let's zoom in on some of these cities that are ahead of this threat. So if your city does appear on the screen, definitely be aware of taking tornado precautions right now. The Berwyn area, as you can see, just down Highway 2. Take your tornado precautions. The East Custer area, you're next in line for this system. It looks like the rest of the area is pretty rural. And the thing is, if we zoom in and we don't see a city, that's pretty rural. Watch out along Highway 183, the Ainsley area, not in this tornado warning. So once again, let's take a look at how fast this one is moving. This is moving southeast around 35 miles per hour. 20 more minutes on this tornado warning. It's continuing to move off to the south. Main threat right now is hail in the Broken Bow area. Large hail, 1 to 2 inches in diameter. That's up to hen egg size. So don't get out of your shelters right now, even though the tornado threat is moving about 5 or now 6 miles off to the south. Watch out for a tornado threat from East Custer and points off to the east. And I'm going to continue to keep an eye on this one. We'll continue to stay on the air until the threat in Broken Bow is over, and then we will continue to update sporadically after it gets into portions of southern rural Custer County. We'll be on all as long as we have to this evening. So we're going to continue to stay here and track, and this was moving off to the south around 35 miles per hour. We're going to rewind this about 1 hour, and this is how it moved. It was basically on the by around 6:11. It was on the Custer County border, 35 miles per hour, giving that tornado threat near Broken Bow. And I'm going to zoom out just a little here and put a track on this one. The worst of it, including a tornado straight line wind threat and a hail threat, moving off around 35 miles per hour. So we're going to track this out. This is over the next hour. And this doesn't necessarily mean, if we track it out this far, that it actually will happen where you live. If your city is on the screen, just be prepared that it could happen over the next hour or so. There's no guarantee this storm is going to hold together, but I would watch out right now in East Custer. It looks like not only a tornado threat, but if there's no more tornado threat, then a straight line wind threat in your area. East Custer, just off to the east. That is at 7:14. That's in about 1 minute from now. Buckeye, Elk Creek, the Summer area, Armada and Scott, not in that tornado warning. Neither is the Sumner area. But keep your eyes on this system as it does make its way into portions of Dawson County. It could still, pack a punch. So we still have that one more severe thunderstorm warning. We'll keep it here until we'll see what they do with that severe thunderstorm warning. We'll keep it here through the system, the hail core making its way out of Broken Bow. But let's, in the next couple of minutes, take a look at this hail core. We have been tracking this now. It looks like the hail core has made its way through Broken Bow. This is currently a live image. I'm going to rewind this about 30 minutes, so this is not live. Keep your eye on the clock on the screen if you want to see what time it is. But we're going to track, there's the hail core. The worst of the hail was around 7 p.m. just off to the north of Broken Bow. It did weaken a little as it made its way through Broken Bow, and this is currently a live picture right now. Off to the south of Broken Bow. Still, anytime you see blue on this map, that is severe level hail. Severe level hail is over quarter-sized hail. That is 1 inch in diameter. You're getting closer to that 1.5 inch is that darker blue shading, and we start to get into the purples. That's 2-inch hail. 2 inches approaching. Golf ball, and then that's could get into like hen egg size. So from what I'm seeing here, down from Broken Bow to the East Custer, just north of the East Custer area, could still be getting some maybe ping pong ball to golf ball sized hail, but the worst of it is moving off to the south. Still, updating you on the warnings here, still that observed tornado warning in effect. That still does go until 7:30 p.m. The threat for tornadoes is almost over in the Broken Bow area. Watch out in East Custer and points off to the east, but there is still a hail threat in Broken Bow. And if you notice, the box did turn red, not maroon anymore, so that means that the warning is still in effect. Let's get the text up from here. The warning is still in effect until 7:30 p.m. For southeastern Custer County, but now it is a radar indicated threat. And it looks like the Broken Bow is the northern fringe. Broken Bow area is the northern fringe of this one. So still a tornado warning that's going to continue until the bottom of the hour. From the Berwyn area to the Ainsley area and out to East Custer, it seems to be the biggest city in this warning as of right now. I want to take one more look at the storm relative velocity. And it looks like there is some rotation here. Just off to the... Well, I want to say this is where we're tracking the current tornado. Still about 3 miles, maybe 3 miles, 2 miles north and west of the city of East Custer. And it looks like... I'm going to put a track on this one. Whoops, got to zoom out a little more. Keep your eyes on where the reds and the greens are next to each other. That's where the strongest rotation was. So around 7 p.m. it was just moving off to the west of Broken Bow, and then it curved a little around to the south of Broken Bow. It looks like the rotation is getting a little wider, so it's not as tight as it used to be, so that's good news. That's why they took away the observed tornado warning from this one. But I'm still seeing this incredibly bright red. That could be straight line winds just off to the west of the East Custer area. That could still be 60 to 80 miles per hour. So even though the threat of a tornado is there, there could be a lot of damage from straight line winds. We've seen it knock down power poles, it cause damage that way. So it doesn't have to be a rotating tornado causing all the damage. Not only that, we do have a significant hail core with this one. So here's East Custer. Here's where the rotation is. Looks like the worst of it probably about 2 miles off to the northeast of the city right now. Let's take a look one more time. Let's run by the radar, see what's going on. So I would say, once again, looking at this little notch right here, where you see this green in the sea of yellows and reds, that could be where the tornado warning could be if there is one. But I would watch out the entire city of East Custer. That this white stuff, not only heavy rain, could be some very strong straight line winds. Also, we could have some strong straight line winds up to the north. And it's been a while since we've taken a look at the hail from this one, and it looks like the hail core could be strengthening once again. So we are seeing these hail cores pulse up and down. So if there is any good news, when it went through the city of Broken Bow, they could still have some 1 to 2 inch diameter hail from this one. Go to knopnews2.com when it is safe if you do want to send us some pictures. There's if you go to our weather website or just the home page, there is a place where you can upload your pictures and give us permission to use them either on TV or on social media. We want to see, when it is safe, we want to see what you have seen. If you do have any damaged pictures from the city of Broken Bow, get in touch with us through our website. It should be on our homepage and on our weather page. Just look around and you can find a place where you can upload your photos to us once again if it is safe in your area. So the purples on this one, once again, here is the hail core. I'm going to zoom out and get East Custer and Broken Bow on this map. Distance between the two cities probably about 10 miles. And it looks like that's where the worst of the hail core is right now. So watch out, 1 to 2 inch diameter hail. Once again, that is quarter to maybe even as large as golf ball sized hail. That looks like the main threat from this one. Let's take a look at the straight line wind and the tornado threat. Once again, tornado warning for portions of central Custer County, and that does go until 7:30 p.m. for the next 10 minutes. So it looks like we are getting some rotation. Looks like the rotation where the tornado is about to go through is going to be in the rural area in the next, we'll measure this out. It's moving about 35 miles per hour. So in the next 30 minutes or so, 30 minutes rounding down, between East Custer and Elk Creek. If you do live in a rural area between East Custer and Elk Creek, between now and the top of the next hour, 8 p.m., it looks like this tornado warning, this hail threat, is going to be in very rural areas. So definitely be aware of that, but it looks like it will be missing most population centers. As for what's going on in East Custer, still a lot of rotation. Now moving, let's measure it right now, possible tornado. It looks like it moved from about 2 miles north of East Custer and went about where it is right now, where you see these greens and yellows, about 2 miles off to the west. But still, if you do live in East Custer, take your tornado precautions as of right now. Looks like things are doing okay up toward the Broken Bow area. If it's not for the hail core, the hail core is now moving off to the south. Could still have some heavy rain up in your direction in Broken Bow, but it looks like the tornado threat and eventually the hail and the straight line wind threat will be gone for Broken Bow in the next, say, 10 to 15 minutes if you want to play it safe. Severe thunderstorm warning in portions of Lincoln County, now heading into Frontier County, has expired right now. Let's see if they have issued a weather advisory on that one. See if there is still a strong storm going on in your area. We're getting word that the severe thunderstorm warning that was in Lincoln County, now going into Frontier County, is no longer severe. But there is still a significant weather advisory for this one. So if you do live in Curtis, Moorfield, Stockville, Maywood, or points off to the south and to the east of those cities could still be producing penny-sized hail and 55-mile-per-hour winds, so just sub-severe. So it's these storms right here, so watch out in the Curtis area, points off to the east. Still some strong storms up in your direction, but the main threat here is this tornado warning in portions of southern and southeastern Custer County. So we'll take a look at this. This storm is about to exit our highly populated areas. We'll take one more look at this, then we'll return you to normal programming, and we will sporadically cut in as we make our way through the next couple of hours. But I think that it's getting to the point where we can send you back to normal programming, as most of the threat for the city of Broken Bow and East Custer moving off to the south. So one more look at this. Once again, tornado warning until 7:30. If there is rotation, it's now moving off to the south of East Custer and moving away from the city. That is very good news, but still, until the bottom of the hour, I would stay in your safe place if you do live in East Custer. Once again, after the tornado, these storms are moving north to south. After the tornado threat is over, here comes the hail threat. Once again, this is up to hen egg-sized hail. That is over 2 inches in diameter, just off to the east of East Custer. So that looks like the main threat as of right now. Also, could be some straight line winds where you see this very bright red. That is straight line wind, and that is moving. Looks like northwest, very strong northwesterly winds. The rotation, I'm going to zoom this out a little. This rotation, point this out. This rotation up here is rotation that's causing all the hail. There is still a tornado threat, but now it has moved off to the south and to about 5 miles southeast of East Custer. So that will be the prime threat for tornado. So I will leave you with this. Over the next half hour, this tornado warning still does go until 7:30. It is leaving the populated areas. Looks like we've got, other than maybe some gusty winds and some heavy rain, Broken Bow, it looks like you're going to get an all clear from this one. But if you do live between East Custer and Elk Creek over the next half hour or so, there could be another threat of some strong to severe thunderstorms in your area, including the possibility of tornadoes. The East Custer area, stay in your safe place at least until the end of the tornado warning, and definitely stay away from windows because of the severe level hail from this one. But it looks like the main threat is moving into rural areas. Keep in mind that we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that does go until midnight, especially if you live from Custer, Dawson County, and points off to the south and to the east. These strong to severe storms will make their way up in your direction. But until then, we will continue to keep our eyes on this one, and we will send you back to regular programming and cut in if necessary. Until then, back to regular programming. We'll have a full report tonight at 6 and 10.
Sorry if I say a bad word.
Don't apologize.